As a mother of three small children and a teacher, I cherish my summer break. We spend most days at home, playing in the backyard of our little house in town. And one morning while we were outside playing, my daughter said a boy was peeking through the fence. This is how we met 7-year-old Dylan. With a big smile, he asked if he could come play too. I told him he needed to ask his mother first, so he ran home down the alley into a basement apartment of a 5-unit house to ask his mom. This is how our summer began with Dylan. Each morning at 7 a.m., Dylan would wait at the gate to play. All day, Dylan would be playing with my kids. We learned quickly that Dylan loved snack time. He always asked about it, and he got so excited for it. And often he would ask if he could stay for lunch. I didn't think much about it at first, but as the days passed, I started to wonder. He loved to carry around the whole bag of pretzels, and he often would ask to take it home with him. I never saw someone so happy to have a whole bag. He always asked what was for dinner, and then he would always say that was his favorite. Bridget, Dylan's mom, would stop by to pick Dylan up in the late afternoon. She smiled warmly, but she was soft-spoken and didn't really open up. Dylan told us that he was the youngest of 5, and that his dad lived far away. Each morning, my husband Chris would ask Dylan what he had for dinner the night before, and Dylan always replied, spaghetti and meatballs. The signs were all there, but it took us a couple of weeks to recognize it. It turned out that Chris and I had the same suspicions. Dylan didn't have enough food to eat at home. Our hearts broke for Dylan. I can't imagine what it's like to go to bed hungry. So we started to eat lunch and dinner earlier so Dylan could join us. Chris would put hot dogs or chicken on the grill when he got home from work so Dylan could eat dinner with us. I started to research what help was available, and that is how I learned about Keystone Opportunity Center's food pantry. I knew I had to talk to Bridget, Dylan's mother, about the food pantry, but it scared me to death. The next afternoon, Dylan and the kids were laughing and running around through the sprinklers in the backyard when Bridget walked over. I invited her to come onto the porch and to have some iced tea. I showed her a Keystone food pantry brochure. She started to cry and said there was little money left over to buy food after the bills, so they just tried to hang on till payday. The next morning we went to the food pantry together. From then on, every few weeks, she would come home with milk, fresh fruit and vegetables, eggs, snacks, and meat from the food pantry. It made a huge difference in their lives. Summer was soon over, and we saw less of Dylan. Sometime right after the new year, Dylan's family moved across town to another apartment, and my kid's summer companion no longer waited at the gate to play. Part of me was sad not to see his little face peeking through the fence, but I know because of Keystone's food pantry, Dylan and his family are no longer going to bed hungry.